Hey, what's up, everyone? How's it going there? All right, today I got a good one about trucks. Yeah, the history of trucks. Believe me, man, I was out there before that was even a thing, man, writing on trucks. We're going to get into that. First, I wanted to mention about my Buy Me a Coffee. A few of you guys said the link, and you're right, it was deactivated. I copy and paste it, and I just keep copy and pasting when I put it in my description. Anyway, the problem is fixed now. That was an inactivated link or something. So my son looked into it. I got a proper link. So now if you guys click on it, everything should be back to normal. And thank you all. It's nice. It's very appreciative. I know on Christmas or something like that, a lot of you guys are like, oh, I can't buy you a coffee, Rob. What's up with that? And I didn't know. It's been like that for a while, apparently. All right, here's the video, guys. Happy New Year. Hey, what's up, everyone? How's it going? Happy New Year. Woo woo! All right. Yeah, we made it, huh? Happy 2024, man. God bless all of you, man. 2023 was a rough one. All right. Tu- 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 tu. Yeah, trucks. Graffiti on truck. That's what we're going to talk about today. Um, I'll tell you, I'm like the OG of that shit. For real. I'm like the grandfather of that shit. Like, I'm thinking back when that Cost and Doc, they had trouble. I fucking lived there, man. But, yeah, there was a couple people out there, but, I was out there before the truck game, man. I mean, of course, you had like LSD3 and tags with like markers on trucks or something. But you know who also had truck? Pretty Sweet. Yeah, rest in peace, man. My boy, Pretty Sweet, man. And Flasher, too. Flasher also. TR, the Rascals, man, they had trucks, man. Fuck yeah, they had a lot of trucks early on, man. Like mid 80s, early 80s. You would see like a tag go by, flat black, Free Sweet, Flasher, TR. They had trucks, man. Hell yeah, they definitely caught, they probably had like a good 10, 15 trucks that they never buffed. That would just travel around Manhattan on a fucking regular. Hell yeah, man. That's yeah, man. Yeah, Pretty Sweet passed away. Yeah, you have G Ski, right? You have Pretty Sweet. Yeah, the Rascals. It was a couple of them dudes, man. Yeah, I used to messenger with them. I got a pretty cool picture of an RD tag behind Pretty Sweet and what's it, D Ski? No, and Flasher. Yeah. I think it's an ice cream truck or something. It's a truck. I should actually put that picture on if I could find it. Yeah. It's pretty sweet, yeah, and Flasher, and there's a truck behind him. It's got the RD on it and shit. Yeah, I go back, man, way back, those guys. Um, yeah, probably about 85, 86, when I was a bike messenger. Yeah, after I got out of juvenile centers. That's when I knew Pretty Sweet from them. We both worked for the same messenger services. I worked for Spurt, I worked for Dash, Flying, Supreme, Halt, even foot messengering. Yeah, that's a whole other ballgame. Today we're talking about trucks. Yeah, but that was bike messengering I was doing. I believe they were foot messengers. I don't think they were on bike. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, trucks. Yeah, so when I used to hit trucks, man, people weren't smashing them, man. I'm telling you. Um, Hell, right over here near the 59th Street Bridge down 60th Street, they would always park about five or six trucks down there. It was the same trucks over and over again, so that was no big deal. One of them belonged to like Terrestrius, which is the store I was talking about, the plant warehouse for plants, where I saw Paul Stanley, from Kiss, right there. That same block, actually. They always have like five, six trucks there, and we'd hit them. I used to hit trucks early on. I've hit trucks. I used to go out to Chelsea, over there in Chelsea on the west side, about 2 miles from my house. I'd go like to the 20s, like 8th, Ninth Avenue, shit like that, under what they now call the walkway, the park, the greenery walkway space or something, that thing up there, the meatpacking district. Yeah. Oh, forget about the meatpacking fucking district. That would be fucking stuffed with trucks. I mean, you also had your transvestites running around down there, prostitutes. Yeah. At one point, there were like women. I mean, women, like not like people that might consider themselves a woman. I'm talking about actual women. But yeah, at one point, then it became all transvestites. But all down there in the Hooters, the topless bar. There's a motorcycle joint down there too. Then later on in the 90s, it became real clubbish. They were taking these big meat warehouses, like In the early 80s, that shit was like a meat. Like they would fucking be having cows. And they'd be grinding these fucking things up and they'd be hanging them right out there in the fucking street. And they'd be dripping all down and throwing them in the backs of fucking trucks and shit like that. Hell yeah. That shit used to be wild over there, man. Hell yeah. Like a 13th Street, 14th Street, a little ratio or something like that. Yeah, that shit used to be all fucked up. But yo, you could kill trucks, man. You get like 30, 40 fucking trucks just walking through them streets there. The same with like 28th Street, 27th Street up there near like Broadway, all around that area. You have a lot of trucks. Then you could get a lot of trucks also back in the days down in Chinatown. And down there in Chinatown, you had people that were smashing trucks. Yeah. You had people like Stop, who's Chinese. Stop, what was it? Uh, can be shot, can't be shot. Mr. R. You ever heard of Mr. R? MOD. I think he shot Stop. And then they wrote can be shot. And I think Stop was writing can't be stopped or some crazy shit. But yeah, he literally got shot by Mr. R. The guy who wrote Mr. R. Allegedly, rumors that shit was when I was a child. But yeah, man, it was a whole big movement with the trucks down there in the Lower East Side. Them TNS dudes, like PR in them, they were catching trucks early on. Those dudes were doing fill-ins and shit like that. Tags. Lee Three also was another one, Chinese dude. I've had him on here, right, with his voice. Remember on the phone with PK. If you go back to my episodes, I'm talking like, oh, Chinese dude, yeah. Lee Three, OTB, yeah, Lee Three. Also, who else? Sniper, I believe he had trucks. There was another guy, Spicer. Spicer, early on trucks. Doc and Cost would have fill-ins on trucks near the ones near Chelsea. You know what that probably happened when Doc and Cost, how they probably got them? It would be the DO and the COs. Different, not like the COs you know of. But I bet you they were probably hitting the layup there, the under Broadway, like the double R's in the winter. So they probably had some extra paint, probably got chased out or something. They hop out and do fillings on them. But they also lived in that area at that time. Cost isn't really a Queens writer. It's actually a Manhattan writer. Anyway, and Doc also lived around there at Chelsea. There's a lot of trucks right there. So those guys had a lot of fill-ins on a lot of trucks early on. Also, Coaster from Uptown, which I believe also was KRT, Koster. He was 357, also Spanish dude. Dev had trucks too, which hang out with NISO in them. It's the branch off from CM, Criminal Minded. NISO, yeah, dude does fun. Them dudes, they were catching trucks early on too. At that point, it was already a movement. Shama had a bunch of trucks also. Shama, yeah, he would have a bunch of trucks with We Kill Suckers, WKS. I'm down with that. Vifa had a lot of trucks. He was downtown. Vifa, yeah, that's one dude that had a lot of trucks also, Vifa, DTA, he had a lot of trucks, man. I remember like it's yesterday. I closed my eyes. I think Vifa, VFR with light blue fill-in with a black outline. I remember that shit. DTA. I'm down with that too, DTA. Um, I just never push these crews. I'm down with a lot. Now, when I mention these crews, I'm actually going to say whether I'm down with this crew or not. But before, I just keep my mouth shut, just 357, because that's really, when it all comes down to it, that's pretty much what I push. If I don't really actually like hang out with people and like 357, I grew up with them dudes, man. I've known them longer than I've known graffiti. So yeah, that's a crew I push, because I'm down with a lot of crews. But yeah, anyway, yeah, hell, I was hitting garbage trucks with Vifa downtown. But those are garbage trucks. I'm talking about trucks, like fruit trucks, meat trucks, the meat packing district. You had a bunch of. Then all up through Hunts Point. I was living up in Hunts Point at one point in my life. I lived up there for 8, 9 years. So yeah, I was killing the trucks up there too. Yeah, my whole life, man, I've been riding on trucks. Like even when the trains were still active, I still was catching trucks. Just shit that's in the neighborhood, I would catch it on a regular. And I remember early on, Sand had Dyer. If you look at some of the pictures that I posted, I'm going to run through it after this, but like once it's over, you can look. I think one of the last pictures, black and white. You'll see it's like Sand Dyer, RTC, yeah, those dudes, TA7, like Coop and them. Yeah, he's always on here talking. Yeah, Coop and them, they used to catch a lot, TA7. They had trucks also early on. Um, yeah, you can see that picture. You can see it's just tags on trucks and stuff. You see the RD on the back. My man Psycho, Mark Carlin, he passed away. Yeah, it's SYCO, not PSY, not Psycho Scene or Psycho TC5. It's a different Psycho, spelled it different. Big Irish kid. He used to work down there in Fun City Tattoos. He used to manage the place. He's the one I was telling you about. He used to be out there joking around with the Chin, Vincent the Chin Gigante. Yeah, would live like literally on the same block as his grandmother on Sullivan Street there. Yeah. Like a couple of doors down was the tattoo parlor. So that was cool shit. Yeah. It's interesting. They seem to be buddy buddy almost like drinking coffee and shit. All right, what else? Fuck that. We're talking about trucks. All right, yeah, Hunts Point, boom. I would even later on when I was getting attacked by a dog and shit. I go up to Hunts Point, man. Yeah, we cut the lock right off that shit, man. We would hit lots and lots of trucks. All that. That's just up in the Bronx. That was easy peasy. Cars hardly even go down the street. I could literally go in there, stay there for an hour and a half, and not one car would come by, like down the street at all. That's like, it's just too easy to talk about. But you had that shit down on Delancey Street, right before the bridge, downtown. Yeah, Delancey Street, Lower East Side. And that's where a lot of those dudes, like I was just talking about, like PR, a lot of them TNS dudes, so had a lot of trucks. EL3 actually had a couple of trucks. LA Rock, Blondie, fuck, so many of them dudes down there, man. So many of them dudes used to have trucks, man. Lower East Side really is like of an entity of its own, man. Like the graffiti the Lower East Side was doing, like TNS and shit like that, like all them crews down there. That's like an entity of its own. Like you know how I say we were criminals that wrote graffiti, like me and my friends? They were like Lower East Side graffiti writers. Like they were like in a whole section of their own, like as far as it goes with like of worshiping and shit. Yeah, them dudes were fucking in my heart, man. That's where the real vandals lived, man. Downtown, Lower East Side. Those are the motherfuckers that knew how to write graffiti, man. Straight up, yeah. Bare knuckle shit, man, with nothing, man. Them dudes would be making the weirdest shit, man. They weren't running out buying all this fancy shit, man. I'm telling you, I used to hide from them motherfuckers down the bridge layup. I'd see them motherfuckers coming through that. Would have like goose towns when they first came out, but like with cotton. They had that shit all duct taped up, like literally, like silver duct tape on it with facts. They go walking through the tunnels and shit. When I was like a little child, Jesus Christ, like it was like my heart would drop into my fucking ass. I'm not lying. Like all those Lower East Side dudes, man, real grimy, real wolves, bro, wolves, man. They would write with shit, man. Like I was even saying, my man Izzy Mays, yeah, with the dye, with the little tip and the fucking thing, and like them dudes knew, man. They knew how to cut corners when it came to writing, man. Wait, man, that motherfucker hit a whole yard with 2 cans of spray paint, man, and make that shit count, man. Believe me, yeah, very good. Yeah, I remember you go down. They'd use the cheap silvers too. Like when you sprayed, it almost makes you like you feel like throwing up. Like if you have nothing in your stomach and you're writing for a long period of time. I don't know, maybe you guys never get that way. Like a real hardcore graffiti writer knows that feeling exactly what I'm talking about. You're in like a confined area and you're just spray painting so much and you're just so exhausted and hungry. And so you start heaving, like dry heaving, but nothing fucking coming up. It's like bubbles and shit. Yeah, the smell. It's like that touchstone silver, quicksilver, or some weird smelling shit. It's like 10 cents a can of paint or some shit. Yeah, man, they get that shit in the bodega stores and use that shit and supermarket ink, man. Yeah, they were on a whole new level, man. I love that shit right there. Anyone ever ask me? That's my passion, man. TNS shit like that, the Lower East Side, man. The way them motherfuckers used to bomb, man. All them shit, man. That shit right there. Couple of Chinese dudes too from Chinatown that would tear those trucks up too. But yeah, now Lower East Side, man, yeah, that's a whole different kind of animal, man. Believe me, it really does stand out differently in my eyes. Definitely differently than the Bronx, Brooklyn, or Queens, or even the rest of Manhattan. Like the Lower East Side were wild. Yeah. When it came to graph, man, them dudes would just go off like wallpaper shit. Oh yeah, them dudes, when they went into that shit, you knew they were there. Yeah. That's some shit right there. But anyway, getting back to trucks. Delancey Street, the lot, near the bridge there. I remember being in there with Baron, and we're hitting the fuck out them trucks, man. We're going off, we're doing like whole sides. Like he would literally do film, like how the trucks are you're about to see. I would do like with Blockbuster. And this early on. This is when the trains were actually still going. This is when you can actually still go up and hit trains wherever you want. And, like trains were actually still bombed. And we were in this truck lot, Delancey Street. Yeah, it's probably about 88, right? Yeah, 88. I have to ask Sammy. D3 was with us. It was me, D3. I think Baron was there. Emmett. Pretty sure Emmett was there. Yeah, we were hitting the trucks, and or maybe that was just I don't know. I'll ask Sammy D3. I remember he was definitely there, and Baron was there. And yo, we were in there hitting the fucking trucks, and he was doing like a whole side of it or something. Cops pulled right into the fucking place because the gate was wide open, and it's literally lined up like a square block filled with fucking trucks in there. Fucking gate was wide open. The cops pulled right into the place. So yo, we got on the tops of the trucks, and the truck is actually higher than the fence. Let me see. I'll try and draw it. All right, real quick. You see here. So here you got your sidewalk. All right, that's the sidewalk. So you see it? All right, I'll bring it up to you. All right, and then you got your truck here. You give me a minute. That's your truck. Right? You see, you got your truck, and you see here's the sidewalk. That's the back of the truck. Here's the thing you pull up. Right now, it'll be a fence. So you run the whole truck. It will go like that. You know, you would have a fence like that, and you see the truck. You see how the top of the truck is here? So the truck was higher than the fence. So we got on the top of the truck up here. So we got on top of the trucks up here and we jumped this way. And we jumped that way onto the sidewalk outside the place. You get me? We jumped outside of the fence from getting on top of the truck. We jumped right from here, right, boom, right down onto the sidewalk. We fucking ran away. I remember I ran up the bridge, where the bridge was coming off traffic. I ran against traffic for a little while because I used to fuck around. That's where the bridge layup is too. So I used to climb down that shit. So I rode up that way. I crossed over. I jumped over one beam and went with the other traffic that still came down. And that's how I got away. We met back up and everything. I hung out with a couple. We all got away, I believe. Yeah, I remember when we landed, someone fucked the ankle up. You're gonna fuck your ankle up. You jump off some shit like that. It's pretty high, top of a truck. You literally just run and jump right off the top of a truck. Yeah, but they pulled right in that place. Then I started getting slick. Always had a dog when I go writing graffiti. So then when I wanted to hit that truck lot, this is actually the same truck lot that Omni 156 got arrested in before his death. It was in the newspaper that Omni had gotten caught writing graffiti on trucks, box trucks, in some truck lot yard down in Delancey Street somewhere. This is that same lot. This is the same lot I'm talking about. He actually got caught in there maybe a year or two before he had passed away. You could probably Google it, look at it. I'm not bullshitting. I remember reading about it in the newspaper somewhere. He actually got caught in that lot. But what I started doing is I'd walk down there with a fucking knapsack filled with spray paint and my dog. Yeah, I'd bring my dog down there with a big old football. Yep, that's what I would do. So I'd go inside that lot and let my dog off the leash. And my dog was a German Shepherd Doberman mix. It was called Shannon. That was the name of my dog. Shannon. Shannon and a ding dong. Yeah, Shannon, who was that? You go get him. Who that girl? Who that? Yeah, she was on it, man. I tell you, I had that dog trained like yeah, real well. Anyone else shout out Shannon and a ding dong. Who remember that dog? German Shepherd Doberman mix. And I had that dog run around inside the lot, right? I would take a fucking football, throw it around. I'd have my JanSport bag filled with paint and I'd hide it inside the yard behind some truck or something like that, you know? And further, you know, throw the ball back and forth, let the dog catch the ball a little bit, look around, you know? Everything looks cool. Okay. I come out, boom. Get my little cans of paint. I squeeze in between two trucks. I start filling the fucking whole side of a truck in. once I'm done or I feel like I've been in a little, I want to check shit out. Start throwing the football around again, hide all the spray paint. Yeah, start throwing that football back and forth with the dog, because the dog will go fetch the ball, bring it back to me, gives me a way to look around. The cops come in, hey, I'm just over here trying to give my dog some exercise. I live in a small apartment. There's no other big space of land like this. I'm not causing no problems. But hey, get out of here. There's something like that. This is even before they had the law where you have to pick up after your dog. You were still allowed to just let your dog shit wherever it wants back then. Yeah. It was before that law came into effect. Anyway, yeah, I just I'd start writing some more. Like I said, sometimes other people actually come in with their dogs, walk their fucking dogs in there. It's just like that. I'd smash all them fucking trucks. Yeah, I'd be filling them fucking things until my shoulders hurt, man. For real, I feel like I was doing fucking shoulder presses or something, man. Yeah, I'd do so many trucks, man. Yeah, and that's early on. I mean, at that point, it was already a game. Like, it was already people were smashing trucks, but it was early on, too. Like, J.A. and them were picking around. Smith Sane had quite a few trucks. Um, to be true for you, later on, like, maybe before the pandemic or 10 years ago or something like that, J.A. actually had a lot of trucks with OJ and actually left, yeah, and OJ a little bit. Yeah, like 10, 15 years ago. That's actually the last I've seen of JA as far as it goes, actually witnessing his tags with my own eyes type shit. Yeah. He had a lot of trucks. He probably had more than anyone at that point. Him left, OJ. They went hard on trucks for a while. Um, I'm not talking like Wayne and Cash and them. I don't know. I don't count that. I mean, obviously they're doing it legally, so that don't really matter. But I like their trucks. They do pretty stuff. But I'll tell you another thing, man. A lot of my trucks disappeared. Yeah, a lot of whole. That's kind of like my problem with that Cash guy. I mean, we're all right now. We talk along on the internet. We say hello to each other and shit after something happened with him and D3. But yeah, I used to have a lot of fucking trucks, like I'm saying, and like I'm showing you on these video here that you're gonna see after this. I have a lot of fucking trucks, man. And I'll tell you, all of a sudden, Cash and Wayne start doing a bunch of trucks, and all mine are gone. Yeah, my shit, they went right over that shit. Yeah, all of a sudden, I'm like, yo, that looked like. And I'm like, yo, I started catching on too because I had the back of the truck with a tag on it. I'm like, yo, all of a sudden, it's got a big, pretty old this, that, like Oreo, nah, Fruit Loops, some crazy shit like that. Like, I look at the back. I see my idea. Like, that shit's there supposed to be but it's just like a fill-in. I mean, they are technically, as far as it goes, the rules of graffiti. If I just got like a tag or a fill-in on it, and they're doing the whole side of it, and they have an understood agreement between the owner of the truck, I don't hold them responsible for that. Of course, they're going to go over it. Like, if the owner of the truck is telling, yeah, you paint it, fuck it, it's fair game, man. The owner of the truck is letting you paint the truck. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I mean, of course, I'd rather my shit still be running, but the truth is the truth in those areas. I had a lot. I did. I had a lot. I mean, not amounts like they have. I don't want to lie because you really can't lie in the shit. When you really think about it, people could be like, that's not true. I don't remember that, Rob. So anyone will tell you I've definitely been involved with the fucking truck as long as the trucks have been a game. Yeah. I mean, other than like pre-sweet, like I just said, Flasher, I'm sure like Taki rode on a couple of trucks or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Stay High 149 probably caught a few trucks or something. You know what I'm saying? As far as it goes, actually targeting them and hitting them, like I was literally breaking into truck lots in the 80s and shit, hitting trucks. Especially I'm moving up to the Bronx, the early 90s. I was literally breaking into places, like breaking and entering like a fucking criminal in there, breaking the locks off, cutting holes in fences, and hitting every truck in the fucking place, and then I'll steal their dog. Yeah, some of these places have a nice fucking dog in there. That's half the reason I targeted a lot. I'd steal dogs at one point, sold quite a lot of dogs. Just dogs that are up in these places, these lots up at Hunts Point from the South Bronx. out in the cold. It's snowing out. It's freezing out. And they're like hiding in like a little Volkswagen Bug or something. You know, beautiful dogs, pit bulls, Shar-Peis, shit like that. Yeah, nice dogs, man. Full-blooded Shar-Pei. One's chow dogs, one's with the purple tongues and shit. Yeah, very beautiful dogs, man. Young too, puppies. They're all natted up, man. They look like a Rastafarian, man. Yeah, so I'd take that shit, man. I mean, my man Reggie. And also, like I've explained in the past, Tracy 168. He hooked me up with a veterinarian, a Kingsbridge veterinarian. I don't know if the guy's still there, but yeah, he'd patch up my dogs and help me. I literally just, I'd spend my own money to get them fixed up and then we'd just give them away. Like the veterinarian guy would help me find homes. I'd give them to a lot of people who live here on the Upper East Side, on Park Avenue. Literally just give it to them, you know, and I'd write all over the trucks and shit. And a lot. Yeah, I could do a whole episode on that shit one day. But today we're talking about trucks, man. And I pretty much covered it, man. Who else had a lot of trucks? Shaker had quite a few of the trucks up in Harlem. Shaker, with Coker, Koker. Who else had trucks? Uh, Haste had a few. Hayes also. Hayes, you know, SE, but with Hayes tags. I remember going around up and down the avenue. Min, no, I don't remember any Mins. Uh, Rich might have had one or two, like Rich RH from the Lower East Side. I think I might remember some of them, like a little yellow truck with a Rich on an RH or something like that. Yeah. Die and Lie. I think they were from the 4 train. They had a lot of trucks up in the Bronx. Die and Lie. I don't know if it's the same guy or what. I remember seeing it up on the fours when I was hitting the fours, and I remember it up on some trucks also. Die and Lie. Who else? All right, let me think. Up in Harlem, we have like a van with a Zephyr and a Revolt on, but we're talking about like one vehicle. We're not talking about like fucking smashing like lots and trucks and shit like that. Now I'm really starting to go through the fine tooth comb type shit, you know. But yeah, there's been a few trucks. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm the first person ever to ride on a truck, of course. You see pictures of trucks from the 70s and shit like that smashed. But yeah, I was definitely out there early on before it became like a thing where people would seek out truck lots and start smashing truck lots. Yeah, I've hit a couple of trucks with cost also. I did pictures of one. I'll put it on here if I can find it. That's just us hitting streets and shit like that. We come across the truck right on it. Why not? You know, I used to like to go over people on truck. That was fun for me. Um, yeah, let me show you the video. All right. Happy New Year, people. Oh, one more important thing. My Buy me a coffee. I got it set up now. A few guys had said that you weren't able to link onto my Buy Me a Coffee. It expired. The Buy Me a Coffee had expired. The link that I was copying and pasting it expired. So my son fixed the whole problem. Now you guys can buy me a coffee if you want. All right. Happy New Year. Thanks. Peace.